do local recording as well. All right, here we are. We are local recording. We're also streaming. I am Scott, and that's how I am known as by most of the streaming conventions, streaming world. I go by Scott. I don't bother trying to hide my name so people can find me because I'm all over the place. Um, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Take care of business. All right. So obviously we're showcasing the expeditions for Raiders Origin. I've been playing this game since back in like June, July myself. About middle of July, the server I was on 625. Um, Even though it's 665 now, I put 625. I'm going to fix that as well here. Um, See if I can fix it. Maybe, maybe not. Do this. But the server that I was on, 625, went inactive. There's only 4 people that was on it at the time, and as a result of that, I decided to go do something different, which was go and create a character on server one. I did that for 2 reasons. One, because I wanted to find out what was different in server one versus what we had at the time, which turns out that at the time it was a whole heck of a lot. Now the gap of what's different between S1 and 6 in our group here is so narrowed down that it's just one thing that we don't have that they do besides a bunch of wings and um, high players on that side. So um, I've been do I when I first started in an S1, it was about halfway through expeditions, and um, I got to see some of the chaos that went with it. And there's one person that I know that he did a heck of a job leading and getting people to do things and uh, trying to take as much as we could at the time. I mean, it was basically a free for all which no one really liked. They wanted to just be able to go on expeditions and farm now, and that's what they do. S1 just goes in. We take stuff that is set aside and dedicated for us, and we just farm. We don't bother trying to take everything because it's not worth it. Once you get out so far, you can't kill everything that there is. So, oh, kinda. I'll show you I'll show you exactly what I mean by saying you can't farm everything that you have access to if you take too much in the expedition side. So, and you'll see that very clearly. I've shown you pictures of the map, but it does not begin to click in, and it doesn't begin to click in until you see it in one smooth motion rather than and I mean, it was 6 pictures that I took, but it does not click in until you see it in full. So Expeditions gives you this nice little icon here for going into the Corpse Expedition, which you have a new channel that you get with Expeditions. It's called Corpse, and there's also an Expeditions one as well. So the Expedition one you don't see until you get inside there actually. So you got the Corpse one, so people in Corpse can say, "Hey, I need some help over here," and it'll go to the main side and let people know that's there. Couple annoying buttons you got to click on to get into it actually. This because we're so far into expeditions, this character is not necessarily a begin one. I'll show you like a little bit later on. I'll show you like what happens when you first start off like a fresh expeditions because I do have a character in that stage that I haven't even logged in yet. Um, but this is initial expeditions. This is um, what you end up seeing is characters are still very much the same. It still moves around much the same. You still have a lot of daily quests, and you pick them up and do them, and it gives you a bunch. You get a bunch of experiences from a lot of the stuff. Unlike with the main side, where the experience is this a chunk of it. I mean, you see how that went up fast, no time. Yeah, and you see we still got events over here, so it's not like the events are one side. The one nice thing that does happen with expeditions is if you buy something on the main character, so like if you purchase, and you can only buy something on the main side, you can't buy it in expeditions, which is the quirk. If you try and buy something here, it's not going to let you do it. It tells you to go to the main side to buy. Um, this is the hunts, right? So you notice a lot of the pictures are very different than what you're used to seeing on a regular basis. You still got the holies, but gear's a little different. Gear is pretty much the same for everyone. Mage, warrior, doesn't matter. It's all the same. Okay. Um, you still got the character screen. You notice here this is a 9 versus it was like a 20 on the other side. Okay. That's because everything is reset. This is, in essence, this is a character that's only got 15 million power versus the other character that has 218 million power. So everything gets reset. Power, your echelons, it's all different. Um, you know, you got the bosses here. There's an infinite realm that you can do, which when you first start off, you want to be hitting that infinite realm as often as you can because that is a huge growth of power for you at the very beginning. And most of the bosses are pretty much the same. It's not like they changed names on any of it. Um, and you still, yeah, yeah, they didn't bother. It yeah, it would have been nice if they would have got a little more creative on this side, but and that might come. They do have some different bosses on this side. All right, I do want to point that out. There is some different named bosses over here versus on this side, but the image or the actual boss itself is pretty much the same. Um, and as you can see, it everything's these characters that's on this side is actually what becomes your new ultimate ability here. You get this icon called War Spirit, and so you get all these different characters that goes along with it, and you can switch and change between ones that you have active. And they all do different things, so it's not like they're all exactly the same. It's like all the display here for what the character and what that particular war spirit can do and offer, it changes for each one. I only have 3 of them right now. One of them's at a 2-star. Um, yeah, but I've seen people that's got most of these already activated. And just like anything else, it's one of those things when it comes right down to it that it's very different by comparison. The nice thing, like I said before, is when you do something on this side, it benefits, and you can see how it benefits when you um, do something that's going to activate something that's going to give you some power and such. See if I can get a couple things here real quick just to show you. Here we go. That's enough right there. And you have the same things where you can go and power. This is what's unique and different here. This particular slider where you get to power up everything. It's a little different than what you see on the main side because you don't like when you look at the pets. It's just a single bar, but this one here is a random generated thing where you may or may not get enough, and you, like here it's 94 and I can lock it down, keep going, but it doesn't mean anything until it fills up enough to upgrade it. So if you see here, power, form a character power increases, both of them. You know, so that's the nice thing is as you do things on this side here, it's giving a little bit of power, not a whole lot, not like drastic amounts, but it adds up. Yeah. And it depends on what you actually are doing too. I mean, look here, this one here, 100 power, 89 power. Yeah, this war spirit is pretty awesome. But you know, that's the thing is that's nice is when you do stuff over here, it's giving power for everything that's there. So it's not like it's a one-sided story. Um, so and you know that gives you special abilities that you can see in effect going on um, and changing your ultimate. So you no longer have like you don't have to have the initial starting ultimate ability for warrior or mages. You can have one of these war spirits being your ultimate ability, and it gives you some benefits and added ability. Um, One of the war spirits that I have here, show you real quick. Um, is actually very handy if you're in a fight that you're getting killed. This will actually heal you up quite heavily. In some cases, it'll max out the health bar. So if you happen to be getting into a fight and all of a sudden you need to heal up, this thing will heal you up all the way. So it's one of the nice ones to get a hold of and make use of. Now, one of the things that does need to happen for the ultimate abilities for the casting is you do need to click this option here to auto cast it. They have that off, which is annoying. So you'd be sitting there thinking, why isn't it going off? Well, it's because you got to click it to make it go on. Okay, so it's one of those nuisance items that I wish they would have actually had on automatically, but you know, some people like to do it on a manual basis when it comes down to it now, because you can actually plan out when you're doing it for like nethers, so you don't have to worry about um, anything on that side. Um, Show you here. This is the new CS map. And it takes a while to load sometimes because this is an emulated version of the game. It's going to take a little while here for it to load. Maybe I'm already... Oh, that's all zoomed in. Okay, here we go. There's our piece of the pie there. But, you know, I'm going over this. I mean, imagine having all this control and most of the people don't even... Yeah, if you control half this map, there's no way you're going to get to it. Um, the group I started off, which was the Canes of Venesti, or Netici was one of the groups that we started off with. Andromeda here, you might think, oh well, Andromeda has nothing because you guys took it all over. That's not true. Andromeda is actually part of our core now. They join it. So this is one of the cool things about it is, yeah, you gain access to the players that's in there. You gain access to the castles that either side has. So, um, and you get to merge like with two different groups if I recall right. That one there, Andromeda, is actually one group that has the the toughest player in the game actually. That's Ren. He's got like 12 billion power. Um, but yeah, just imagine how long and how much it took to get up there. I mean, but here's so clicking one of the castles here. You see the castle. Some of the castles are pretty much the same. Here's some new beast, new things to kill. Electric beast. So they do come up with a few different things, few and far between. But yes, and the three monsters will. Here's what's different about this. These are not like BGs where once they're down, they're down. You can kill these monsters, and within like 8 minutes, they repop back up. So you can keep killing them even if you have nothing up all over the place. Let's see. I'm trying to find here. We've got Fallen Angel, you know, but it's still pretty much the same. You got forts, you got castles, you got there's holy cities. But what's different here? I mean, here's one of the holy cities right here. You know, it's still pretty much the same when it comes down to like the monsters that's there. But the difference here is the stages. The stages is what's different. Because we don't have that over there. And you see that there's you can get spiritus. What's that? No, no, these are not ruins. These are different. I'll show you that in a second here. Those are similar in style to the Saint Seals. The spiritus. Here's interesting about the spiritus. Okay, they actually give you power on both sides, and even though you haven't activated on the other side, on the main side, you can still equip it and use it. But you don't actually get the full-on benefit of having it activated on the main side as you do if you got it on this side. Yeah, yeah. It's the interesting is you get this everything you get over there. Um, you know, you can use it on the main side as far as equipping it, but any of the bonds you don't get those on the main side. You get the same 5,400 points, which is very easy to get a hold of. I mean, one day I did like 20,000 points, and I'm not even one of the most active people on this either. You know, there's some people that's I got 3 accounts. Well, I got 3 cares that I focus on, but I do have a few other cares around here and there. Um, I mean, you still got the XP dungeon, you know, so I mean that hasn't really changed. Um, you still raid them just as much the same, and as you can see, as I level up, I'm gaining some power from that alone by itself. You know, everything is beneficial to both sides, which is the nice thing. It's not a whole lot of power, but it is giving you a little bit of power. You still have the dailies where you get the dailies, but you notice I haven't even done more than the XP Fairyland, and I've already got 2 of these already knocked out. That's because they give you 20 for each one. You know, it's all pretty much the same. The only thing that you get in the retrieve sources right now is the Fairyland stuff. This is one of the things I need to fix here, but this is basically your myth creatures right here. Now here's the nice thing is you can go to these realms here and you can have other people that come and help you, Or, as you can see here, it's 17 million for the starting spot on this one here. Or I can go to my own domain, and I don't have to worry about getting killed by anyone. So there's this benefit that this site has. I can go and sit there and my own domain, and no one's gonna come kill me. And I sit there as long as I need to kill whatever I need to kill, without any worry about what's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. You don't have. So if you don't want to worry about that, you go to your own domain, and bam, there you are, right there with everything else. Corpse muster, a core muster. This is one of the different things that is over here, besides the massive CS map. Um, Basically, what you can do here, you see how these got mustering on some of these here. You got the boss stats, and this is showing you exactly what they're weak against. So you got this icon here, you got this lightning one here, and there's one of the war spirits that has both of these icons, if I remember right. I saw it once. I don't remember who it was, but I can click here and I can join that, and then in 3 minutes, it's probably going to succeed because I think it's got enough power in there between everyone that's there. Maybe 31, 44, 57. Yeah, that should barely do it. But you can click here, and the more war spirits you have, the more you can do at one time. Um, but this is one of those things that's different. It's nice because you can actually go and join with other people. Your friends that you have in the core, you can talk with them and say, all right, hey, who needs to do level 5? And you get a bunch of the people that they hit you with level 5s. You still have all the same stuff. Got the ranks that you can show, like where everyone is. Um, you know, if I so take a note here, 26 here on expeditions. I'm gonna hop out real quick and show you this how radical it is by comparison. Come in the church, power 65. So I'm up 40 spots just from what I'm doing in expeditions compared to these people here who's 6 billion, 2 billion, and so on down the line. So I'm actually able to keep up with these guys despite them being these powerhouses that they are. Granted, many of them, when it gets reset, it doesn't really matter at that point. So now we got a core muster that actually finished here, come in here and start unlocking the chest. And this is what's different. So you got 6 hours, and you can keep doing this. So if you do this every 6 hours, you can potentially get 4 sets of chest out of each run that you do. So I just seeing if we can. Yeah, maybe they're already there. Wasn't paying attention on this side here. Yeah. So okay, but I mean, this is the nice thing is, and the core muster. One of the things that it does is you got this war spirit potential, and I'm not sure if this war spirit potential is going to be there when we first get it. Okay, because that came out like last season, if I remember right. Okay. Um, so, I mean, that's the thing is I'm not sure if we're going to get it here immediately, if we do, great. If we don't, you know, it's something that's coming down the road. Because I want to keep these going. Because 6 hours is a long time for it to. Um, but I mean, you get a lot of the same things that happens on the expedition side, just as if you were on the main side. You get these time limited sales that goes on. Um, I mean, this is similar to the hunts that we get on the main side when it comes right down to it. Most of it is still pretty much the same. Just got some different things you can do. Gold. This is the big difference. Gold actually has more of a use here than it does on this main side. I mean, you see here, I got 255 million gold on Ocean Ebony right now that just haven't used. Simply haven't used it. Um, but on this side here, gold is a lot more useful. You can buy potions that help out, or one of the things you can do is you can come into your core here, and just like a league, I mean, it's just like a league. Just think of the core as a league. That's really what it is. Um, and you got the same chest that you get in a league that you can sit there and collect, and it gives you some of the same things. And obviously, because it is a lot of people all together, it's, you know, a lot more beneficial to you. And everyone's automatically put into the same core that comes from over from the server that they come from. So you don't have to worry about um, different leagues or anything else like that. You're automatically in the same core no matter what. If you don't like the person, you're in the same core. It doesn't matter. You're stuck with that person in that core. So that's so here's one of the uses of gold over here. Instead of like the smelt, you can upgrade these skills. This choose automatically. This box here isn't checked when you first get started here, so you might have to actually check it if you want to make sure that it goes there right. No, I'm gonna kill you. That's part of the point, right? It goes back and forth. We're about even. We really are when it comes right down to it on this side. Um, you know, I have to laugh like some of the people that's got more power, but I still beat them in one-on-one situations. It's because they don't focus on the right things when it comes down to it in the game. Um, okay, so I'm just gonna go down the line here and show you some of the other items within here. And so within the War Spirit option, you have the Combat Spirit talent, and you get these talent boluses from killing the world bosses. It's random just like anything else, and you can unlock all these different traits and skills, and just like everything else, you can pick their on the ones that you want to make sure is giving you certain bonuses. Um, you know, each one's going to give you a certain different things, and as you activate them and do things, some of these like these right here, it turns on different special things right there. So the nice thing is if in the season that of expeditions, so whatever that season is, when it ends, I think it ends on like the 15th or something like that. If in that season you don't max out your War Spirit talents and you get a new War Spirit, you can always go back and pull it back up. This one here is one I got in the second season, in fact. So I'm working on this one in the second season. The one I got last season, I managed to max out because I played it enough. And so that's one of the things that I happen to have the benefit of, is I can go back to each of those War Spirits and finish those off. You got the evolution. You got the evolutions you can do with them. And you get these War Spirit origins that you pick up from hunts and occasionally from drops and world bosses. Like, come back here. You're right there. Like these ones here. So these will occasionally drop on some of the different bosses. So, Whisper Startup. This is the same thing. All this stuff will drop on different bosses. You know, so you can make them. It does. It's just like anything else. When you start up or you get it leveled up, it will get stronger and get better for you and give you a bunch of power and go from there. You do have class changes over here too. That's the same thing. Pretty much at the same points too. All the class changes are the same. The only thing that's different, you notice here, the different here is instead of saying like, because I'm not peak 497. All right, point this out here. Come in, remember here, Holy 497, but peak is 177. All right. Yeah. No, it's so the Holy 497 is not like it's not like the peak 497. That's just the level you are, because technically even over here I'm peak 427, but technically I am level 747. Because you remember you got. I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you that in a second here, actually. And you can actually see the character from a fresh start, what level he starts off with, actually. It's not level 1. It's the equivalent of level 1, but it's not level 1. So let's go into the War Spirit here. So this is your equipment section here. Instead of being in the backpack like it is over here on the main side, you have your backpack set of things. It's in a different area. Instead of devouring your gear, you do the gear transform and you smelt it down, which gives you some good power, as you see. Any of the red gear... Go ahead. Ooh, that's a problem, isn't it? Da, da, da. Yeah, I'm just talking to myself. That's fine. Let's see. Okay, go ahead and do some talking now. Let's see if people can hear you over there now. So it's not so much me being a madman.
Oh, you're fine. Okay. Testing. Can anybody hear me? I know I test everybody's nerve.
Try something myself here. Go ahead and
Go
say
on.
something on your side.
Alright, sorry. Can you hear me now? The good old Sprint commercial. Well, it was Verizon. Come on. Don't eat the cat's food. Come on. No. You better quit. You need to kennel up, baby. I gotta go to work.
Okay, so you can hear Rainy now. Perfect. Thank you, Duck. You know, sometimes that's one of the things when you get doing some different things, you don't necessarily know what's going on until someone says something.
Trust me, I understand.
So going on with the War Spirit's items to get the War Spirit gear, War Spirit Soul, which is just like the mythical beast. You know, exactly the same on this behalf here. I couldn't tell you if there's people that get to the pink stuff, but I can tell you that the pink stuff that you need to make them drops a lot easier on expeditions than it does on the main side. So it's a lot easier to come by. Brightness, this is what I was telling you, is it's similar to Saint seals. So you can get them, melt them down just like anything else, and then enhance them just the same as the Saint seals. Merge them obviously. So this is one of the things that's a little more unique to this side than it is on the main side. You can actually see some differences, which is nice. I'm not even trying to say what the hell this is supposed to be, but this is basically your gems. And here's the difference.
Okay.
Here's the difference with your gems. It's instead of just being attack and defense gems, you actually have attack, pierce, HP, defense.
Nice. So you can customize your build just a little bit more.
You customize it by focusing on whatever you want to focus on. You see, I try and, even still, I try and keep it a little more attack focused when it comes down to it sometimes. But I try and at least get HP and defense up a little higher as a result of it. The infuse option here requires the gems to be at a certain level before you can infuse it, as you can see here with the HP. So you do have to kind of get those up enough to get so you can infuse it, and it gives you a good jump of power when it comes down to it. The downside of the infuse, while it's good to do, you have to have a certain level of the gems to be able to do the infusion. So you see here I have to have level 3 gems to infuse it. That's because I've been doing it enough times here to get it up to that level. So I got to focus on HP a little more apparently, and then I can do my next infusion. Let's see here. Shapes, I kind of showed you that already here. I mean, it's just, I haven't really done a whole lot. You notice I've already got a bunch of stuff that I already got collected here. You know, it's just one of those things that it's so easy to get stuff to get powers up, and you can grow fast. I mean, I was up at 7 million within like a day or two. Over here.
And didn't you say that in your initial messages to me that within doing the expedition side, with the map over there for like CS basically takes over almost all of CS's except for the 1900?
Yeah, let me show you that. Just come over here. So pull up the cross server here. Oh, here's what I'm saying. When you do something in expeditions, some of the things like CS drops, world boss drops, and mythical boss drops, you get these little loots that you can open and claim, and you get some loot. They're still working on the 1900, it looks like here. So, I mean, it's the same map. There's no difference in the map here.
Right.
Right.
But for the actual CS, it doesn't matter.
Look at the timer on
at
this.
the 1900.
You see the timer on that?
24-hour time.
24-hour
Wow.
timer on that now. That duck is saying you need to be a little louder. Let me hop over here. Say something now.
Okay. Duck, can you hear me?
I just adjusted your volume there in the Discord here on this side, so hopefully that helps. Much better. Thank you, Duck.
All right, sweet. And Duck, as to the Spiritus thing, what was being said was that if you get a drop of a Spiritus over on the expedition side, you can basically equip it and you get the power boost from it. But the other things, such as making the set or the bonds and stuff like that that you get from it, it won't give you that if you don't already have it active. Only activating it on your main side gets you those things, but you can get still the power boost for having it on the expedition side.
Yeah, you see like right here, the Dinobot. That's one of the ones I got in the first. Excuse me, that was one of the ones I got in the first season here. I can't activate it because I don't have it, but I can send it to battle and use it. But it's not here in this side. So you still have to have it for the bond. You still have to have it to actually activate it. So I mean, I gain the power in the expedition side, but I don't gain the full power on this side. So if this would have given 3 million power on expeditions, I would have only got probably about 60% of that power on this side. I think it's about a 60% ratio. So when it comes down to the two sides.
Alright, I'm really gonna mess with the audio stuff now. I gotta mute myself so I can goodbye because I gotta get heading.
Okay. Let's head back to the expeditions here. Oh, here's one of the things you do get with the expeditions is you do get some different wings. They give you some pretty interesting wings that you get here. And I did actually manage to get one set of wings. There we go. So I managed to get these judge wings before. Here's one of the nice things that does happen in expeditions is your bound diamonds that's up here, and any of the regular diamonds that you get from season to season, they carry over. So you don't have to worry about losing them if you don't spend them. I've had these
Oh,
I've had these 19 for like 2 seasons here in this particular case. So that's the nice thing is you keep the bound diamonds, you keep the regular diamonds from season to season. So it just carries over and it gets remailed to you once it opens back up.
okay. And you
So
said that you don't have to buy those on the expedition side. You buy them on the regular side, and it gives you an equal amount on the
it gives
expedition
you
side. Is that
gives
correct?
yeah, it gives you the same amount. So if you buy 1,000 diamonds on the regular side, you then get 1,000 diamonds to use in the expedition side at no additional cost. So it's not like they're making you pay twice on that.
Okay.
So that's the nice thing is when you buy something on the main side, um, it, with diamonds anyways, it translates over into the expedition side. So you get that same amount to be using over there on this side here. So you can use it for some of these sales. They have something that's similar to the egg hunt over here, but it's a little different. It's called the relic cube. So it's the same concept.
Okay.
It's the same exact concept where you open cubes to get the different rewards from it.
Okay.
So that's one of the things. I mean, a lot of the events are there's some of the events that's going to be a little bit different. Some of them are exactly the same, but in the end, it's all different. Your costumes all reset. So, like here, the swimsuit party that's one that I focused on a lot of times, and it's there at 1 star instead of at like 40 or 50 star. Um, and there we go. I got more power, so I can go Peninsula. and there you go. You activate it, and there's your power that goes on. And that's the nice thing is like there's some stuff that I got from expeditions that I've never actually activated and used, and I can still make use out of them. So, um, so you get the expeditions achievements. Now I see we're on season 5 now. Um, I mean, I started back in season 4 or season 1. So, everything that you do is dependent on how much you help out and how much you do things with them, and you get more power. The more you do, just like anything else, the more you're going to end up getting in the end.
Yeah.
This is something that needs to get fixed and adjusted, but this is all stuff here that is going to reflect over to the main character, all these rewards here. Okay. So as you can see, you got to be in the top, like, 32 players if you want to get these wings here.
Kind of like when they're doing like the Lord events and stuff like that. How right after our merge, that event where it was based off of the Water Lord stuff. Okay.
I mean, this is one of those nice things. Like, so as you do things and you're active in some different things, you get rewards based upon what you've been doing to be active in expeditions. The more active you are, the better the rewards are. So you have a chance, even if you're not the strongest person in the group, you have a chance to still get the number one.
The best reward.
Yeah, you still have a chance to get those best rewards depending on how well you do versus how well they do.
Okay.
So, and this goes to like Legion members and expedition members. So it's not like it's based upon the entire expeditions. If I remember right, I could be wrong on that. I don't take my words for law, but
I'm totally gonna quote you. I will pull up the blog of this, and I will be like, "Look, this is what you said. Here it is." No.
One of the things that happens just before expedition starts up. This is how we will know when we get expeditions. Besides the fact that they announced it, we're going to see this thing called the Enlighten Tower. The Enlighten Tower is basically Trial Tower, but for expeditions. And how well you do in Enlighten Tower determines how much power you start off with when you first get going in expeditions. This is where how much power you have on the main side is going to determine how much power you start off with in expeditions.
Okay.
So, you still got the season carnival, and when you first start off, when expeditions first starts off, there is kind of a competition for different parts of of what you can power up, just like anything else. Where the first day or two is how much you can power up your I think Spiritus, if I remember right, it was how much you can power up your pet. Everything has a competition at the very first week and a half or so, and you get rewards based upon that gets used in the expedition side of things. Let me do this. I'm
gonna apologize real quick because I am now on my way to work, and then when I get to work, I am gonna have to.
Yeah, no worries. Just drop off when you need to, and anyone that wants to stick around, I'll continue showing some stuff. I'm gonna swap over to my other character on S1 here and show what it looks like.
Also,
when you first
if anybody would like to join the voice chat, let me know, and I will give you a special role that will get you in Discord room that we're using right now. so that you can take over asking questions if you want. That's part of the reason why I'm here, is just so I can ask questions and try to clarify from a outside perspective.
Yeah. Instead of just me talking to myself.
So, yeah.
All right, so just give me a moment here just for my other character to log in here. Now actually get show you what it looks like when you first start off expeditions.
Okay.
Because I have not, this character I have not logged in ages. It's and I'm not even gonna worry about collecting the mail. I'll do that later. So when we get expeditions, you're going to see something here instead of like on my other character. It says join expedition season. This is create season character.
Okay.
So, and it gives you this nice little long thing here. You can go through it. For time's sake here, I'm just going to skip it because skipping is so much fun.
Well, I mean, that the whole cutscenes are fun the first time you watch them.
I've seen it a
Second
half
time,
a
really
dozen
not so
times.
much.
It changes from season to season. Okay, don't get me wrong. I just hate seeing them
Yeah.
because it's not like this game has no real reason for cutscenes at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the first cutscenes kind of explains what the expedition is really doing, what it's going on. Yeah, it's fun, it's cool, yeah, but go away. So this one here shows you like things based upon your VIP level and your enlighten power. So how well your enlighten power was, what your VIP level is. So the higher your VIP level is, the more starting off bonuses you get from it. The higher enlighten power from the enlighten trial was, the higher power you get when you first start off. So you can start off with a lot of power to begin with.
Okay. And you start off with a lot of power from a lot of other things that don't, on the regular gameplay, don't really necessarily seem to do a whole lot. Is that what I'm getting?
There's two things that will give you a power boost in the expeditions, and that is your VIP level and the enlightened trial that you do, or the enlightened tower that you do before the expedition season begins. So your power boost, your power that you start off with is dependent upon those two criteria right there. And here's another cutscene that they did that was, it's cool, it's fun, but
Right.
and you
But
see,
the game has no, like, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the storyline of the game is.
no one does.
I just know that my character goes and beats stuff up and occasionally beats up on other players and gets beat up on by other players plenty. So that's all I know. So what does I need cutscenes for in this game?
Well,
whereas, there's...
when you first start off the character, there is a little explanation about what your character is doing. You're going on in some journey, and your journey is leading to some different things. But the problem that comes up is that the story doesn't continue as it gets to certain evolution points.
Right.
So that's the biggest problem. The story does not continue when it gets to those points. Okay, so brand new character. I haven't even done anything with it. As you see, it's already 68,000 and it's level 240.
Damn.
All right. And let me go back to that message here real quick here. You see the message here from the that got sent to me here. This is by recharging my account on, and it tells you exactly when you recharge your account. You gained 1,000 diamonds, and it says, okay, here's your 1,000 diamonds from when you recharge your account.
Okay.
So you automatically, it gets carried over, and no matter if you used it in the season or not, it gets used, and it gets pulled up. And here I got some more things I can do and become a little more powerful, and all of a sudden I went from 68,000 to 1.6 million.
Damn. That's... jumped a million just by, like, logging in.
Yeah, just by logging in and clicking two things. And I haven't even done anything else. I mean, it's crazy just how quick you can gain stuff when you on the expedition side of things here when it comes down to it. Just like anything else, you don't really get access to a lot of this stuff until you get up to the certain level for it. Like I don't have access to this CS map yet, as you can see here. I don't have access to the mythical beast because I'm not at the level 4 mythical beast. I don't. I think I have court muster, but nope, I don't even have court muster. So there's still a lot of things that is unlocked based upon what level you are at the time. But just like anything else, just like when you start off a brand new character on the game, you have to level up, and it gives you some gear, some equipment to help you get leveled up and powered up faster. The nice thing is, instead of having to equip everything, you got this one key equip, and it puts everything on in one shot.
Nice. Nice
So
on the main game.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they did in Expeditions that would be nice if they did it on the main side. Um, and that's one of those things when it comes right down to it. It would be so nice if they did stuff like that to save the time of, okay, I gotta find this, I gotta click on this and merge
Right.
this, and all the merges is done within the same menu, so you don't have to merge it in a merge menu and then plan to save it. It just you it gets collected, it
Are you
becomes
telling me I
points.
don't have to go back to my backpack, see what I've already merged up to a 3-star, and then go back into the merge a 3-star and, hope
Nope,
that I actually, in that 5 seconds, remember? Oh my,
you don't have to do
that'd
that.
be so nice.
I'll show you here in the equipment. Oh, stop. Okay, go away. I need to stop. I am just killing these things, and I'm not. Go away, challenge boss. I'm done with you. I can exit it, but okay, stop. Oh my fucking hell. Okay, I'm gonna exit you now because you're annoying me. Okay, one key equip. Let me show you this real quick here. This is the nice thing here. Uh, I don't have it here because this is the new character. Let me switch back over to Ebb. I'll show you the options that you have for the gear when it comes down to it. And this is one of the things that's so much nicer about this side is you can level it up, you can star it up even, and the game just knows what it needs to be at. Come on, there we go. And you see my character on S1 is just the reverse of my character on 665. I don't hide it. It's easy to remember and easy for people to find me on either one. Once again, because it is an emulated game, it takes a little longer for some stuff to load up. Okay. Let's go away. Here's one of the things I wanted to show you here. I got these acquire fragments here. So as you get red gear, you can actually get bonuses out of the red gear. So it gives you some material that you can use to upgrade your stuff with. So here, in this particular item, I can quality up, I can star up, and I can level up. So you can do all of that within one menu, and all you gotta do is just have the right materials for it. And the materials is not like gear. It's not that you get like I gotta have 2 level 8s to start this up. It's based upon this stuff up here. So and the spirit chips here, the spirit chips drop from hunts. They drop from world bosses, mythical bosses. So everything you can get without having to pay for it. Obviously, paying for it, you get it a lot faster and such. Gear fragments, the same thing. You get that from there. You also get it from the acquire fragment when you get red gear that you're not using and utilizing. So, that's the nice thing about this expedition side is you don't have to have 3 red star, 3 stars to upgrade into a pink, and then also have pink godstones. I mean, you still have to have. I believe there's still like a godstone equivalent, if I remember right. Yeah, these holy rocks. So you got the holy rocks that is what you'd use to make the pink gear. But as you can see, I got 2 holy rocks, and I haven't even done anything to get them. I'm not sure why it's taking me to the pink, to the mythical stuff, but keys, you get so many keys. So many keys. I haven't even. There's really no bonus, no perk of having, of splitting between the warehouse and the backpack. I've never even filled up my backpack since I've started expeditions ever. I'm surprised I don't got any Swevens. The biggest joke that we have in S1 when it comes to expeditions is expeditions is the home of the Swevens. Oh, I do got 4.
Isn't every place the home of his weapons?
Oh, these things drop like it's like they're trying to give these away. Seriously, I mean, they just continue to drop. I mean, this thing's already a 5-star, and it's what a week and a half into the season here. It's already a 5-star. I mean, come on. But I mean, but for the most part, it's all the same. The biggest differences is the amount of rewards you get on the daily stuff. Like instead of getting 10 of the echelon upgrade stuff, you get 22 per day. And it's so easy to get them, and you're done. They give you gems, so these are instead of being like equipment, this is actually just a gem gift pack and 150B diamonds. So you're getting some decent rewards when it comes down to it. You still get the a bunch of offline grinding cards, so you still get those. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, it's like you're starting as a new character while giving benefit to your main character. That's really what it is.
Yeah. It's like you'd put it to me when you first started messaging me about it. It's basically having an alt that actually easily feeds your other account, not one that you have to like jump through hoops to make it work
Yeah,
with your other account.
I don't have to VIP this account to mail me stuff to or sell me stuff and spend diamonds and lose diamonds in the process of doing stuff like that. It's automatically just coming.
Right.
So I mean that's the nice thing about expeditions. It a lot of people enjoy it. The biggest problem that expeditions has is in the CS map itself when it comes right down to it. Um, the repop is basically every hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's a quick repop. I mean, it used to be that it was every hour. Every hour there's something to go kill. Um, the stages have a different respawn point than the regular castles and forts you see here. This fort here is hour 42, while this stage is 2 hours and 12. Because there's set times for stage event and set times for the main CS repop. Oh, here's the other difference with the CS map here. You do get the bonuses from claiming the castle, but instead of getting it like every time you go into the CS map and kill the bosses, you don't have to worry about really reclaiming it. As you can see, we don't fight over this over and over again with other places. Even though we got
Yeah.
some to the south there, we're not worried about them attacking us because we've made alliances with these guys to not attack our stuff, and we just go here and farm. Um, but you only get the rewards like once a day, I think, or no, not once a day because I didn't get any from this day here. Once a week on these old castles that you have.
Okay.
So once a week from these old castles that you have, you get the chest rewards, and the chest rewards is huge. I mean, it gives you a bunch of the Saint Seal equivalent items. You know, a lot of times they end up being the top item that it's top. That's the top way for me to upgrade the I don't even know what the hell they call them for the Saint Seals here, but this is the top way from getting upgraded on Saint Seals. It also gives you like a bunch of gold that you can use to upgrade stuff as well, and some stuff for refining the Saint Seals. So there's a lot of benefit in um, when it comes right down to it with these castles here in CS and making sure they claim it. It is nice to claim a whole bunch, but like I said, if you try and claim as much of the map as you can, you'll never be able to take it. You, you won't have enough people.
You won't be able to make use of it.
Yeah, you'll have people that like all these like if all this area here in this map here was all owned, a lot of these castles here towards the beginning here would not be touched, or what was happening. Excuse me. What was happening in season 1? People went to the holy cities, went to the border places, took out the border places, the holy cities in the realm, the stages in the realm, and they basically left the castles and forts. They didn't care about the castles and forts because they couldn't all do it, because if they did that every hour they would have hit rage. So they had to be very planned on how
Strategic.
it's very strategic on how they take everything in such an order, and so they couldn't do some things. So that's this season 1 was where they came up with the ideal to plan and coordinate and make sure that they were being fair with everything instead of trying to take it all and be the dominant
And
core.
be selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions? Any ideas, thoughts, things?
Not, I mean, like not currently. I have questions and stuff like that, but that's more of a like without like a map, like the maps that I like to post for aliens, without something like that, it's a little bit hard for me to be like, okay, what's the best way to, because there's a lot of castles and stuff, and I was currently looking at it from my second phone, which is a very small screen, and I can't totally see where everything is at.
Yeah,
They will make a big fun map that's too much for me to map out right there.
it is way too much to map out, and it's one of those things that you definitely have to have everyone one of the cores in agreement on sharing and what to share and where and such. And it's very
Sorry.
tough because you have a lot of people that don't want to share.
Well, it's not. I don't think that. I'm just gonna go out there. I'm gonna say I don't think that so much that we don't have people that want to share. It's some of them are somewhat new to the whole idea and don't feel or aren't on enough to get a proper explanation from like the right people of, hey, this is
Yeah.
what we're doing. And then there's the other people who are basically just solos and rogues on their own server that aren't even playing well with their own server, and they're just a selfish player. And this game doesn't benefit selfish players.
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
sorry, but if you're just in it for yourself, this is not the game for you. And so that makes it really hard to because like we're trying our best to share CS as it is, but yet we got people that will go in and take stuff from forts that aren't there's that rotation, and it's hard to tell, are they just rogues of their server, are they somebody that's new, and then every faction group wants to blame the whole of the other faction, and it's like that doesn't work. I can't blame you for what people on Sky do, or Harsh Desert
Desert.
do,
Yeah.
just because me and you talk doesn't mean that you're in control of everybody on Desert,
Oh yeah.
or like
That's the problem is, I can only control so many people, and there's so many people that want to listen or abide, and some people that don't even pay attention to the chats because they don't care, and or maybe they don't they don't speak English or read English, and they don't bother to go translate because it's a pain to translate that stuff.
sometimes it is, and sometimes the translate doesn't actually translate. I've had a couple where it's like I can provide your translation. I'm like, all right, and then it just restates exactly as it's stated, and I'm like, I still can't read that, so
Yep. Yep. I've seen that.
it sucks. All right.
Anyways,
I
I'm gonna.
if anybody else wants to jump in on me or has questions, sorry.
No, no, that's fine. Anyone that wants to jump in, hop in, have questions. I mean, we're in the voice chat here in the Eagle's Nest server here, so we can pull you in here if you want to get pulled in.
Send me a message and I will give you the special role that will get you in if you want to. Otherwise, I got to get into work.
Yep,
And Ocean, thank you very much for going through this for us.
not a problem. I'll be posting what's been done so far up on